how will your race end? Welcome to the Hopefulist with me, Wendy McClure. This is where we turn those nasty, negative thoughts into positive and work toward a happy, fulfilled life. Now, let's get started. Thank you, and I am so happy that you are here joining me on the Hopefulist today for your dose of inspiration and positivity. The quote of the day today is, all the thoughts, beliefs, and words you've had on repeat throughout your life, either consciously or unconsciously, created the reality you're presently hanging out in. So if you're not loving the reality you're presently in, you're going to want to go ahead and change things up. Simple as that, right? Oh, yeah, easy peasy, no problem. Make big changes. No, of course, it's not that easy. But sometimes we can frame things to make them seem a little easier. That's what I'm hoping to do for you today. Now, the race of 2021 is coming to an end soon. How do you want to finish that race? Remember all those resolutions you made at the beginning of the year? All those goals that you set throughout the year? How are you doing with them? Have you made any progress? Are you getting close? We tend to say a lot of things and never follow through. Listen, you are not alone. It's what happens with most people. But when you do want to stop being most people and start being the winner of your race, that's when everything changes. Now, this race I'm talking about isn't with anyone else. It's with yourself. And the only way to win is to do what you say you will do. So have you made any progress at all in the goal area? Be it losing weight, starting a workout routine, getting that promotion at work. The best part of this race is you can run it at your own pace. That doesn't mean you can sit down or quit. You have to keep going. No matter how slow, you have to keep going. You have to keep doing the things that you said you would do. Because if you don't, then guess what? You're a fraud. Yeah, I said it. When you keep breaking promises to yourself, you are a fraud. And guess what? Your brain knows it. Your brain knows she don't mean that. She's not going to follow through. She says this stuff all the time. So the only way to stop from being a fraud is to do what you say you are going to do. There is only one person you can truly depend on in life, and that is yourself. So please stop letting yourself down and get those goals in before the year ends, or at least get closer to them than you are now. You got 2 months. You got 2 months left. Now I'm going to tell you about where I want to end my race this year. Like the end of the race is where we want to start the next year. So many times we're like, ugh, we get to October, November, and especially December. We're like, you know what? I'm just going to throw everything to the wayside. I'm going to enjoy myself through the holiday season. I'm going to go to all the parties. I'm going to eat all the cookies. I'm not going to worry about anything. Then I'm going to start fresh in January. We all do it every year. But what if you didn't have to start fresh in January? What if you were already where you wanted to be in January? And then you just keep getting better. So first and foremost for me is my weight. I've talked before about how I go through this cycle of losing weight over the winter and spring and then spend all summer and fall putting it back on. Not this year. This year, I want to finish my race without having to start next year with 20 pounds to lose. And it does get harder the closer we get to the end of the year. We all know this. Like I said, the holidays come. We want to indulge in all those things we don't have access to any other time of year. We seem, or at least I seem, to give ourselves a pass for the last month of the year. But then we end up way behind the 8 ball because we just put on an additional 10 pounds at Christmas. Is that just me? Is that just me? This year, I want to wake up on New Year's Day and be the exact same weight that I am right now. Maybe even a little less. Because, I'm going to be honest with you. I've put on about 5 or 6 pounds. So my goal is now to not put on any more weight. That's my goal. So one can only hope, right? No. Not about hope. It's about planning. When you run a race, a real race, you have to plan and train for it, right? That is what we need to do now. How do you want to wake up on January 1st? Do you want to start the year in a deficit and spend the first few months trying to get back to where you were over the summer? I'm guessing the answer to that is no. Then you need to make a plan and stick to it. I just hired a nutrition coach for the past month. They had me keeping track of all my macros. I know, what the hell are macros? Well, now I know they are the amount of protein, carbs, and healthy fats I eat throughout the day. I've had this terrible habit of being on a diet or off a diet. This has been my whole life. Honestly, I'm surprised I'm not 300 pounds with the bad eating patterns that I have. And then I starve myself to get the weight back down. But as we grow older, we get smarter, right? Again, we can only hope. When we know better, we do better. And I'm trying. So now I'm trying to get in my macros every day. And since more than 50% of my calories are coming from fat, I know I still have some work to do. I know I have to focus more on lean protein and less cheese. Instead of having peanut butter on bread, which is a good source of protein, but also very high in fat, I should have tuna and whole grain crackers. I have found that I even like the taste of these alternatives. They're just not as convenient. So I have to make time to prepare my meals. I have to meal prep, which I hate. Yes, I hate it. But the alternative is to lose my race. And I don't want to do that again this year. What is your priority right now? What is it you want most and have been working toward? Are you making progress? What can you do in the next 2 months that will move that needle to where it needs to be to finish where you want? Now, be realistic. If you've never run before, don't say, I'm going to be running a marathon in January 1st. That's unrealistic. So what can you do to further you toward the end of your race? Is it a project of work? Is it a new job or career? Have you been considering going back to school? Oh, my God, do it. Or is it a new hobby or skill you would like to acquire? Getting closer to your kids or siblings? Is it a home improvement? Is it a set amount of money that you want to put aside by the end of the year? Money for a dream vacation? That pool that will complete your home oasis? Whatever it is, start running. Break it down to what you need to do each day in order to get where you want to be on January 1. If it's financial, then how much do you need to put away each day or week until you have saved the amount you are looking for? Or is it research for that new kitchen you've been dying to get? Take your time and look at every option available. Because, when you're putting a new kitchen in, you're hoping it's going to be, something you look at for the next 10 years, right? Then in January, you can start scheduling the work to get done. Won't that be the best start to a new year? Oh, man, now I want a new kitchen. Someday. Just put some thought into how you want to feel and what you want to look forward to most when you wake up on New Year's Day. Where do you want to be? How do you want to feel? How do you want things to look in your life? Get a plan together. Get moving. Stop being a fraud. Start doing what you say you are going to do. You have 2 months left. You got this. I know you do. I do too. We're in this together. We're going to get through this. We're going to wake up winners on January 1. I can't wait. If you like this episode, please leave me a review and hit that follow button. If you are interested in some personal positivity coaching, schedule a free call with me to see what your needs are. The holidays are coming, and I want them to be the happiest you've ever had. Shoot me a message. We will set that call up right away. Now, go on getting to be that badass I know you are this week. I'm always here, cheering you on. Run that race, girl. Thank you for listening to The Hopefulist. Now, don't you feel good? Make sure you come back next week. See you then.